I want to thank a listener, David, who reached out to let us know to try something different. So with the P4 Next, which I've already heard several people have purchased this. I am not getting one right now, although I did listen to your chat with Sean and Steven on Double Tap Extra yesterday, and
cool.
You almost had me convinced. It sounds like it'd be a good device to have in a to-go bag to just pick up and run with. But especially now that we know that you don't have to use a separate power source for USB charging.
Yep. So I had this in the notes as listener David corrects the myth about P4 Next bus power. Yeah. Thanks, David, first off, for being a listener, man. We appreciate it. Absolutely. And thanks for the update or the follow-up for us. Because, yeah, I did switch cables. And I used for reference for people. So the issue is that I said and believed that you had to also power the P4 or run it off of batteries, and it was not going to run off of bus power. That was incorrect. I just had a regular USB-C data cable that did not provide anything but data. Using a Thunderbolt 4 cable, it worked fine. A USB 4 cable would also work for certain. I'm not going to qualify anybody else's cables, period. But if you have a Thunderbolt 4 or a USB 4, it will work, because essentially, with a few caveats, USB 4 is the same as Thunderbolt 4. There are some caveats. Don't write in about that, I know, but it's not worth explaining. However, I do know that for sure those cables will work. Any other USB-C to C cable, all I can tell you is try it and see. And one way to test thoroughly is take the batteries out of your P4 Next and plug it in. And if it comes on, your cable's good. If it doesn't, power. It ain't.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's stable power without batteries in it.
Oh yeah, it worked fine. Like I didn't use it, but I ended up keeping the headphones in for a while and like navigating around on the computer. So yeah, it's rock solid. Like it worked. So
and I think
thanks, David, for that.
Doesn't Zoom have? Maybe I shouldn't say this because if I'm wrong, doesn't Zoom have the ability to kind of try to save what it can if it loses power suddenly?
That is what the manual says. So you're correct. It does say in the case of loss of power, it will attempt to save, and on the next restart, we'll try to write that data to the micro SD card if you were in the process of recording to the micro SD card. So that is the thing they try their best to do. And I read that in the manual. I'm not making it up. For the P4 Next, I don't know about any other recorder. I imagine it probably would be the same, just because why would you put it in your $179 product and not have that same feature in your $399 Zoom H6 Studio?
So I'm curious, are you having an issue with VoiceOver volume not changing on the rotor, or do you just use SoundSource to adjust VoiceOver volume?
So, no, I actually just use it on the rotor. I rarely go to SoundSource to change volume for VoiceOver because it's quicker. Like you just hold down a bunch of keys and bring it down. That's actually what I was doing as you started getting into David's feedback, was bringing down my VoiceOver volume, because otherwise it probably would have fed into the microphone. So no, I have not run into that issue. I have run into the issue where it doesn't change my voice when I have wanted it to. Interestingly enough, that takes us right into the next thing that I wrote down as well for feedback or follow-up, which is, have you noticed any, and it sounds like maybe you have, but have you noticed the VoiceOver glitches that we have both experienced and others have experienced with me? You've talked about them on the show since you have reset your settings and have been kind of rebuilding those.
Yes. So right now I changed my voice to be Alex. And what device are you on?
Say it again.
What's your interface right now?
The Pre 2.
Okay, you should try to bring your volume up a little bit because I have you quite loud, and this bug is driving me crazy. So if you can go up a tiny bit, not huge.
But, what about that?
Oh, yeah. Say something again?
Well, hold on. Let me get all the way back on the mic. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Now you can bring your volume down. So I'm having an issue with VoiceOver. I'm using Alex, and I can set my VoiceOver voice from anywhere to 0% to 100%, and it stays at the same volume. Now, I have not experimented enough to change the voice to see if I can get that to happen, and I might reset my VoiceOver settings again and see if I can fix it, because I'll be honest with you, it's annoying.
Don't do it, Mike.
Why?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay.
Because it's going to take you forever to set stuff back up the way you had it. Or at least export your settings if you're going to resort to that.
Yeah, export the settings so I can re-import.
So here's what I would check. A couple of places I would check, just depending on, and some of these you may or may not need to check depending on what you've set up. But if you have a loopback device that is capturing VoiceOver for some reason or passing VoiceOver through, check that device and see if it has VoiceOver set to 100%, or disable it to see if you're able to adjust your volume. Another place to look would be SoundSource. I don't think that SoundSource, and let me look really quick.
Talk a little bit about SoundSource 6 if you can, because I have not bought that, but I'm going to.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I just opened this and then, like, I haven't 100% gotten used to the.
Okay.
I know where it is, though. System sources. So I will talk about SoundSource now as I'm in it, and as I'm also looking for this because I realized I collapsed a whole bunch of stuff. So SoundSource 6, $25 upgrade if you listen to us at any time in the past and bought SoundSource. If not, it has gone up to $49. I am sorry, but not really. You should listen to our advice when we give it. SoundSource 6. So the main thing that's different to me interface-wise, and there's other features in here, but the interface is completely different. Kind of in a way, once you get used to it, I'll say for the better.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't realize I could do that, so that's cool. All right, so you have a window size. You can make the window compact. I don't really care about that. Visually, somebody may care. I think I made mine compact just because it would just be small. You still have the pin pop over thing so you can make it stay open. I've never done that. Ever.
I did that the other day, just messing around, and I'm like, oh, that's what that does. I think it adds, if I realize what it did, it adds it to the command tab order, so you can leave it and come back to it.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. I may have to do that. I won't do it now, though. All right. So you have your audio devices window. Now, the default window that comes up, you still have your options button. There's all these buttons at the front that are kind of self-explanatory. What you have that I think is cooler now is I don't have to jump through every single device to try to get to the one thing, depending on whether, and I also don't have to favorite things, which are what I used to do sometimes to make it easier to get to a particular sound source. Your system audio is up under a tab that can be expanded or collapsed. And within that, there's a table for input, output, and effects. So those used to be 3 separate little
tabs,
navigation areas. Yeah, in the previous versions.
5. Yeah.
But with this one, so there's a table for system sources. And you don't have to actually interact with that table, which is the thing I just said I didn't realize I could do. I could just up and down arrow to select the source. Once you've selected, let's say, input, right? Then you VO right arrow. Nope, I'm wrong. Let me tell you how system works because I just lied to you. All right, so you can navigate, but basically you're going to have to interact with that particular table because there's still, like I interact with output and I get the unmute, get the volume level, the magic boost, all of that stuff, but it's just contained in a little table. What's nice though is if I don't need that, I can hit this collapse system sources, and now I don't have to even navigate past that table, even though it's just a table now, but poof, it's gone. There's a separate tab that's expandable and collapsible for application sources. So that's where you're going to see, your Safari, your music, all of that stuff, VoiceOver, all of those things. Once again, you can navigate. And I haven't played around with this enough to know if you can do anything else with the keyboard just by highlighting a source in the table without interacting with it. But that's pretty much it. And like I can collapse that.
Okay. So
you do have.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say one of the new features that I like is one, you can exclude sources. So you can add a source to say exclude this source. So never allow.
So you can put VoiceOver in
sound source and control this so it doesn't show up in your list of anything. You can also do the same with inputs and outputs through the device. What is it? Audio device settings. audio devices window. There's a button for that at the beginning.
Okay.
That will let you go in and let's say, for example, I never want to see like any of my loopback devices as outputs or inputs or whatever. Like I can disable those so they just don't show up as options in SoundSource period. So they're not in my way.
No, that is kind of cool. That right there makes it almost worth the update because how many times you're arrowing through just to get a device.
Just to get to like, hey, I want to go from this to that device, right? And like there's 17 different virtual devices in between those two things that you're trying to get to. It also supports AirPlay now, so you can now send your audio out to an AirPlay source. It will ask for network access, however, and this is a thing that all macOS developers and iOS developers should pay very close attention to here. If you're going to ask me anyway, can't speak for anybody else but me, for local network access, you better explain in your dialogue why you need it. So shout out to Rogan for putting that in the dialogue of like, we use this to connect to your AirPlay devices. And,
right.
Of course, we're never going to share your data. I think they said something like that too. But, it's like it explained what they needed it for, right? Because I still don't know why Chrome needs to access local network devices. I have no idea.
Chromecast.
But it pops up every so often. And I'm like, nope, because I don't know what you're doing. So the AirPlay feature is cool. You still have the ability to connect to other Bluetooth devices that have been paired to your Mac as well if they're available. But being able to AirPlay means you can now send your audio to, like your HomePod. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
Or something, something that has AirPlay capabilities at all. So like that is a cool new feature. They have a quick configs setup, which I haven't played with at all, but from the post about the release, that'll let you kind of configure some settings for devices, inputs, outputs, etc., and then be able to quickly switch to that particular mode. So let's say Mike wants to create a config for when he's managing a managing a hybrid event. And he really only needs those settings at that particular time, but that will set his output to be the right thing, set his inputs to be the right thing, etc. across the system. Pop in the apps that he may want to on the fly control the volume for, etc. You could make that happen. And there's also a settings lock feature. So like, I'm not naming this right, but they explain it when you come across it in settings. What that option does is SoundSource, to the best of its ability, will try to prevent any other application on the Mac from messing with the volume of something. So if you went in and set your Safari playback volume to be 50%, it'll keep any other app to the best of its ability. Somebody may get around it, but to the best of its ability, it'll try to stop anything else on the system from being like, oh, we're going to bump your your Safari volume to 100%. Like, no,
right.
No. All in all, I think a worthwhile upgrade. I do kind of like the new interface. Takes a little getting used to just kind of, because I didn't realize I had collapsed the apps tab. So I was looking for it and I was like, where are my apps? Oh, wait, I collapsed the tab, duh. But yeah, nice upgrade.
Okay. Good to know. I will probably
absolutely worth
that.
the $25.
Yep.
I would even say that if you don't have it, but you fiddle with volume in the system a lot, I still prefer this. And I honestly, in the new system settings, don't know how the sound panel even looks.
Yeah, it's a table with input and output tabs. So, but still, I get what you're saying. You just go to SoundSource, make your changes, and you're good.
You know what I really like about SoundSource, and it's been consistent, is I have it set so that it doesn't show, and I hide it basically, so it doesn't come up unless I bring it up. So it's not in my command tab switcher, it's not in the menu bar items up there, menu extras at all. Mm-hmm. But I hit my keyboard shortcut, it comes up, and then when I'm done, I hit escape, and it goes away. And like, it doesn't leave like some weird floating random window behind. So like when you're in the application picker, you see like SoundSource, and then you hit it and it's like, oh, SoundSource has no windows.
Yeah.
Like, no, it doesn't do that thing.
Anyone know how to get rid of those? Because I feel like they've gotten a lot better recently, though.
They have gotten better, but I think it's crappy coding on a developer part that makes a lot of those hang around, like those ghost windows hang around for us, where the system still kind of sees it. So therefore we're able to get to it. And I don't think they're visually there, but it's just a thing hanging around. Super annoying though. We'll tell you that. Let's see, where was I going? Mail, because we had some feedback. There's also a serious bug in mail that I hate, and I don't really know how to articulate it correctly. But you know how you would go through and let's say you go 5 messages down your list, right? And you're like, oh, I don't need that message. So you delete it or you archive it or whatever, right? Then if you hit the up arrow, you're now at the bottom of your message list. If you hit the down arrow, you're put at the top of your message list, but you're starting all the way back over. Is that a thing you have or no?
Hold on. No. So do you interact? So I'll tell you what I did. I hit right option M. This brought me into mail and told me that I have 2,389 emails. So if you emailed me and I didn't reply, that's why. And then I can up and down arrow here. And I get to the third message. And you hit delete or archive?
Either one.
Okay, if I hit delete and then down arrow, it just takes me to the message after the message that it read when I deleted.
Oh,
but
so mine does not do that.
If I do this...
Okay, did you say you interacted with the table, though?
I did not.
Okay, see, I don't interact with the table. I just arrow down. Okay, so I can delete this email about the great guest that we got from some AI bot that was trying to get somebody on the show. So I'm going to delete that message. Now, if I press down, I'm now back at the top of my list of emails.
Does that make sense?
Huh. So apparently this is a thing that I have done some type of way that I need to figure out how to undo. So maybe I will be resetting my VoiceOver settings at some point.
Do you have use column layout checked in the view menu?
No. No, I'm not saying no to you. No, I'm saying no because I typed V after I brought up the menu, and it just opened up the Apple menu, which is also a thing that's been happening. Let's see.
You can just
use column layout. No, that is not checked.
Okay.
Let me check that.
No, mine is unchecked. So you could check it if you want, but I don't see anything else that would be different.
Oh no, I don't like that either. let me turn that off. that reads way too much stuff. Column 1, row 2, column 1, no.
Now, hold on. I'm going to delete Nicholas. Yeah, even when I interact with it, it keeps my focus where it should be.
Now, are you just arrow keying or are you VoiceOver arrow keying?
Arrow keying.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm doing too. So apparently I've done something weird, or I don't know, but it's been driving me nuts for a while.
But you also don't have time to reset up VoiceOver because you're like, I need to get other work done, and things won't work right because we've all been there.
That is kind of the problem, but yeah, maybe over the Christmas break, I will do that and see if it fixes it. Because I'm also having, and it may just be time to do it anyway, because I'm also having an issue where if I bring up the menu bar and I try to type, normally you hit menu and you're on the Apple menu, right? And you could, type V to go to the view menu. No, if I type any letter, it just opens up the Apple menu and tries to navigate to whatever thing in that menu it thinks matches the letter I just typed.
So resetting will not fix that.
That's an issue.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's not a me thing. Okay. Well, good.
That one's not.
Glad it's not a me thing. All right. Cool. Okay. Because that's been making me very angry. Shout out to Apple though. You guys had actually done something, and I was meant to talk about it on the show, but I have forgotten now because I'm just angry about everything. Everything makes me angry. I have been using a lot of Gemini lately. I've had it doing deep research on things, one of which was breaking down the models of locks that I'm looking at so I can figure out which locks I actually want to buy and why I want to buy them and how much it's going to cost me, which I don't even want to talk about. I could buy a used car. Let's just say it. But Gemini's been doing pretty good. Also generated an image of what's going to become my new social media avatar at some point, of the porcupine with a cane and a backpack and some sunglasses on. Gemini it's been fun. I have not used it in voice mode yet, but I have been using it to do quite a bit of deep research, looking up city and state ordinances, finding out about electrical codes, researching locks, researching other products. And I'm like, hey, tell me the difference in this and that, or what's the benefit of you going with this service over that service. Long-time listeners, you don't have to be that long-time of a listener. If you've been listening for about 6 months, you will know that I think I said it on the show that I was going to move Spirals over to Google Workspace. I haven't done that yet, but it's only because I had a couple of side thoughts, and I was like, do I really want to pay for Workspace? Like, let me look at Fastmail, like what would be the benefit versus the offset of doing that, etc. And so I got around to doing some research with Gemini today, as well as I actually pitted Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity. I ran the exact same prompt through all four. Is that four? Yeah, four of those. I only read the results back I started reading the results back from Gemini, and I was like, oh man, see, today I'm going to get on the show and talk about how I've been using Gemini, and it's been awesome, and it's been doing a lot of stuff very well. You come back and you tell me a thing that I know absolutely is not true.
So
which is, unless something has changed in the past.
Oh, go ahead. What were you saying? Go ahead.
I was going to say, unless something has changed in the past, I don't know, 6 months to a year, because I mentioned it, like, it's not necessary that every single employee necessarily have an email account, but I would need a way for them to access calendars, which is a part of the prompt.
Yeah.
So it says, oh, well, you can, with Google Workspace, you can, add your users that need full email and all of that. And then for those that don't, but need calendar access, you can just add them to the Google Essentials plan that's free. I was like, Google don't let you make slices and like that. I looked at this before. It's not a thing. And now I haven't gone back to check myself to see has Google changed their mind about such a thing, but I did ask it, are you sure? But because I was in deep research, apparently I had to go do deep research
to see if it was sure.
And I went back to it to find out if it was right. But I did paste it. I was like, in this report, you wrote this. And I pasted in the section where it said that. And I was like, are you sure? I just thought I was going to, do a quick search. Nope, it's doing deep research. I was like, all right, I'll come back to that later.
I don't know that I like Gemini's deep research. I think it's too wordy. I like the format of ChatGPT's deep research, but I also feel like ChatGPT takes longer. Now you have the ability to multitask. So when ChatGPT is doing deep research, you can ask it additional questions. And then when it has the answer or the information for deep research, you'll get an alert on your phone. And I believe an alert in the browser as well. Usually I'm just reading the page though, so I'm not somewhere else. But I don't know. I tried the Gemini. Now, I have used Gemini Live, and I will use Gemini Video Live over ChatGPT Video Live, at least last time I tried them last month, which this could be different. But, for example, when we were at that event in Phoenix, they used an in-person Zoom conferencing hardware device, and it's a touchscreen. So anytime you swapped out the USB-C device for audio, you would have to hit the start button. So ChatGPT would tell me it should be towards the middle of the bottom of the screen, and it should be here. And Gemini, I asked it to guide my finger to where the start button was, and I don't think it got me perfect, but it got pretty darn close, like enough that I could just start tapping random places near where my finger was until it actually started.
Cool. So, and I'm assuming, but I'm just asking for the listeners mostly, like you did give GPT the same sort of prompt of what you wanted it to do, right? Okay.
Yeah. Look at my finger and tell me where to, I forget the exact terminology, but look at my finger and guide it to the start button or something close to that.
Yeah. But you said basically the same thing to both of them. So it just, I do kind of hate that about GPT. To where it will say it should be, and I'm like, I just fed you the manual for this thing, so you should be able to look at the pictures in the manual and tell me exactly where the button is, not guessed or tell me where it should be, or I just took a picture of this thing that you're looking at. Don't tell me where something should be. I don't like that either.
Have you played with any of the tailored interpretation services for visual interpretation with AI, like Be My Eyes or Aira's tool or Ally?
I haven't played with Ally since I was early on. Well, not since I was early in the beta, but when I first got on the beta for that. And kind of, I don't know, something about that, I just kind of slid off of it. I don't really have a specific reason, and I can't even remember now because it's been so long.
It was slow.
That probably is, that's what I was thinking right now. I was like, but I'm not sure if I'm right about that because it's been so long ago. I can't remember if it was slow, or is that just my perception today?
No, it was. I don't know if it still is because I haven't used it, but
yeah, that slowness will take me out of something really quickly. I have used Aira's AI for a few things. Actually, I use it all the time. Whenever I'm counting money, I will use it to read the screen of the machine for me because it's a little more, it seems to be more accurate, but it's definitely quicker to snap a picture and then ask it the question versus trying to use something like, now I have not tried live mode in any of the AI, any of the LLMs, but I'm trying to use something like Seeing AI, for example, where it's going to read the entire screen. And if I jiggle just that little bit, it's going to start back over, right? So I never get the actual dollar amount that's on the screen. I just get all the other menu options that are there. So I've used that. I don't think, well, I know for certain I haven't used Be My Eyes because I don't think I knew it was there as a built-in AI thing. And if I did, I kind of keep forgetting about it.
Well, the Be My
also,
AI.
Aira's on my home screen. Oh, yeah, Be My AI. You're right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing, right? I couldn't have told you Be My AI if you hadn't have said it. Like, for some reason, it just has gone out of my mind. Like, I knew that there had to be something there because it's not the first time you've mentioned it, but I was like, I don't recall using this at all. But yeah, I knew about the Be My AI. I thought it was actually a kind of clever name.
Yeah.
When they did it.
But you just don't, you don't think about using it when you need to use an AI. I wonder if it's because you have to take a picture each time and send it to it.
No, because that's what you have to do with Aira's.
True.
Like you have to take a picture. So part of it.
Oh, so you're not on the live AI test for Aira. I think it's Project Astro.
Oh, no, I applied for that. I don't think I got in or have not been yet accepted or whatever. I also don't hang out on, after show conversations with certain people. So it's probably why I'm not in there.
Probably. No.
It's okay, though. It's okay. I will resolve that problem next year. For sure. Taking all the people to the bar that can get me in stuff.
That's the secret. Gotcha.
I mean, I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try it.
It'll work for some.
And the person I'm thinking about doesn't, I don't think, or at least has not been to the NLB convention the past couple of years. So we didn't have an opportunity to encounter each other. But I expect they're going to be at ACB next year, and I will be at ACB National next year. So. But yeah, I think I did put my name in a form for Project Astra. But no, so I'm having to do the whole take the picture thing. So no, that's not the thing. So part of it is I was actually on my home screen and Be My Eyes is not. So I go there first because it's just right there. And because I've been using it, I left it there because I used to Be My AI. I don't use Aira actually all that much. I still got like some crazy stupid amount of minutes in Aira because I barely use it. But I do use the Be My AI feature. I mean, the
Aira AI.
The AI feature in there. But yeah, for some reason, like literally, if you had not have said Be My AI, like I couldn't have told you what Be My Eyes' thing was. Like I kind of knew it was there, but for some reason, like it just poofed out of my brain. Like, and I don't know why. It could be due to reasons, but I will endeavor to try that. I do have Be My Eyes, which I don't use it all at all. I don't use these a lot. Like I think that's the one reason I stopped paying for Aira. My advice still stands: buy a gift card and put minutes on your account that way, because you can gift yourself and it's not violating their terms, to my knowledge, to do so. Because you're just buying a gift card. I don't care who you give it to.
Yeah.
And so you can't buy this for yourself. That's not what they said. I sent it to the same email address that my account's registered with. So, but it's also because I'm not a heavy user of it enough to pay for it. And I feel like if I was that heavy of a user, like I would be spending a stupid amount of money every month, like way more than the $50 or whatever. Like, yeah, if I was a super heavy user. But the timing of things now with the money counter is not that huge of a deal because it's snap a picture, and I would have to do something similar to get the information anyway, right? But with a lot of other things like label identification, product identification, like it just takes so long with so much of this stuff. And if something takes too long, like I get people saying to me, "Oh, these Meta glasses, they'll read those." Like my sister just said this to my mother the other day, like, those Meta glasses will read that box for him. I'm like, man, it's too slow.
Yeah.
Like it works most of the time. Sometimes it makes up stuff, but either way, it's still slow. And that for me is a issue, which seems somewhat unfair as I sit here and think about it and think about how often I procrastinate on stuff. But, I'm not a computer either.
But how do you solve that? Do you think that's where local LLMs will come into play or local AI?
I think that is one way it can come into play would be having local models running because it could do that processing on device. So it's not having it. And that I think is a part of the lag is regardless of how fast your internet is, like it takes time. And there's also very many hops in between your device and the server. So, who knows where the bottleneck is in that chain, but it has to go out to their cloud, be processed, and then sent back to the device, right? So that all takes time. And with something like the Meta glasses, like you also got to add in the fact that you're connecting to your phone, which is actually the thing that has the internet connection and over Bluetooth, right? And Bluetooth is just slow for data. Like it's great for music, but it's not good for moving bits of like text or whatever. So imagine sending an image, which is what it's basically sending, right? It takes a picture and then it sends an image, right? Or sending a stream of something back like that, that's probably introducing more latency. So I think on device, at least on the phone, if not on the actual physical hardware like glasses, because I don't know how far away we are from that at this point, considering battery life, because that's always going to be a factor. Also the size of the thing that you put on your face, which I find, I've been thinking about this. Like I find it very strange not to use something like the Meta glasses or using smart glasses in general, but it's weird when you got to put them on in the house to do a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. If I'm out and about and I put them on because I'm going to be out and about, it's not that weird. But if I have to go grab them off the shelf in the living room to put them on, to go back into the kitchen, to read something, I'm just going to use the tool that's already in my pocket. And most of the time, I went through a period where I did, but most of the time I don't wear my sunglasses in the house.
Yeah, see, I think probably early testing time I might have done that, but yeah, I don't. It just feels weird. Like the whole thing you just outlined is like, it's not the fact I have to go get the thing, but it's like I'm getting some sunglasses to put on in the house to go back in the kitchen or whatever. It's like this just seems ridiculous.
So have you played, because you have a 15 Pro Max?
Yes.
Okay. So have you played at all with Apple's on-device image recognition, specifically in the camera? Because I haven't intentionally played with it, but I've accidentally opened the camera and all of a sudden my phone's describing my room to me and I'm like, what is this? And then I realized what it's doing. But I wonder if that could be helpful for you at all. I think the problem is actually identifying the products.
Yeah. I haven't, like you, so I haven't intentionally sat there and tried to play with it, and it's one of those things that I keep meaning to kind of sit down and get with and try to do. But yeah, I have had it accidentally, like where I've had the camera open and like it starts describing stuff to me. I'm like, whoa, wait, that's actually pretty good.
And it's pretty rapid.
I'm trying to do this. How can I tap into this to be like, hey, I need you to tell me this information though, not just, describe everything that you see, but tell me about one specific thing.
I want you to look out for this particular item.
Yeah.
Only alert to it. That would be nice.
Oh, hold on.
What? He's not recording in Reaper.
Yes, I am. No, computer went to sleep. I was trying to open the browser because I was going to see if anybody had created an app using the Vision API. And I realized my computer had gone to sleep, and I had to reach over and do Touch ID because just going off on a quick tangent, like Apple, like do something, like either just give me like a stupid little Bluetooth button I have to pay $99 for to do Touch ID, or do a MFI type program. I guess we'll call it MFT. Made for Touch ID type of deal, so that keyboard makers can implement Touch ID securely in their keyboards. So if I'm using a keyboard that I prefer over your keyboard, because it has features that your keyboards don't, like the ability to pair to multiple devices or whatever, this would be extremely helpful. And pretty sure I'm not the only person that would go out and buy the stupid button for $99.
Right.
And I say 99, which means it would actually be 129. Because they're Apple. But listen, you've literally had people that have gone out and bought, because they didn't have one or they didn't want to wreck the one they had, they would have gone out and bought Apple's keyboard with Touch ID, the cheap one, which I think actually might be $99. But the smaller laptop one, not the big full extended one. And, taking it apart and made just a Touch ID button and put it in a little 3D printed case and stuck it to the bottom of their desk. So they can do Touch ID. So if people are willing to spend the money to basically destroy a keyboard
and go through all that hassle, just do it for
and go
them.
through all that hassle, right? I think we would just pay $99 for the button, man. I'm telling you.
You sold a sock for your phones. You can sell next to the button.
You know what's funny about that?
What?
Is
you bought one?
Everybody. No, man, no, geez, stop. No, I think it was like $150 for the short one. No. What's funny about it is everybody was really ragging on this thing, right? But it sold out.
Yep.
So somebody bought it.
Needless to say, I'm sure Apple could sell a wireless Touch ID button.
Yeah, they could. I mean, they sell the keyboard already with the Touch ID. Just give me the button, right? I would pay the keyboard. I wouldn't be happy about it. I'll say that.
No,
I would feel like you were absolutely overcharging me, just like you do for RAM upgrades. But I would still pay for it. I would pay for it, and I would put double side. Matter of fact, Apple, you can make it really easy, right? Make the button. Doesn't have to be terribly big. Just the size of like a keyboard button with Touch ID. That's all it has to do. It doesn't even have to move. It can be, solid state, because I just need to put my fingerprint on it. And go ahead and put the little, like either a magnet or little sticky tape on the bottom, so that I can just peel that off and stick it to the bottom of my desk, and then we're done. And I could reach over with my thumb and do my Touch ID for all the stuff that I have to lean forward and reach all the way over my keyboard that I'm using to get to my laptop to put my finger on a button. Sometimes I just type the password.
Because I don't actually know what the laptop is sometimes. Like, I know generally where it is, but I got cables running all over it, and I got to dig my hand through the cable.
See, the only reason I kind of don't have that issue right now at the moment, because I used to have that issue a lot more, is that the keyboard is situated, the laptop is situated in such a way that when I plug it into the dock, it kind of has to be in the area that it's sitting in. And then I tried to keep it right in that space or that area, because when I put the camera up there, then the webcam is kind of centered the way it needs to be. However, if I didn't have to worry about any of that, because I could always just mount the camera separately, I would probably close the laptop and, get one of those little sideways docks or something. But there's Touch ID.
Right? Yep, Touch ID.
I do have a keyboard with a Touch ID on it, but I don't like it.
So I forget that my watch can be my Touch ID until it happens. The problem is I feel like it's not consistent when it taps me on the wrist. And I know you're not using a watch, right?
Man, I don't even know where my watch is again.
Because that could almost solve that problem if it was more consistent.
The only problem I have with that, and I guess I don't have to worry about it as much here, and if I end up going back to a desktop, that may absolutely become a solution. But the reason I turned that off when I did is because I was actually out in the world more with my laptop, and I didn't want to unlock my laptop because I was in the vicinity, but not right there at the screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that is a solution for sure that works. I wish it was a little easier to dial in, or it would. So, and I haven't used this feature in a long time, so it could have actually improved it to do what I'm about to say, but I would have preferred it if it tapped me on the wrist and popped up a notification and asked me like I had to tap the button to unlock. I know that seems a little bit more inconvenient for some people, but I would have liked that option to turn the verify or confirm option on for it. So if I didn't want to unlock it, it's the same reason I turned off unlock my phone with my watch. Cause I'm like, yeah, see, you can hit a button that says don't like stop, but I'm not going to be fast enough to get that. And at the time, like they were snatching people's phones out of their hand and making you unlock them with your face so they could run through your phone. We're talking about law enforcement people, not just random people on the street. So I was like, yeah, so I'm not going to make that any easier for you.
Mm-hmm. I know to authorize something on my Mac, I have to double click the side button. I don't use it to sign in though. So Apple could make it to where you had to double click the side button to sign in.
Yeah. See that something like that would even be better probably than the on-screen thing. Like just double click the side of it to confirm that you want to actually unlock your computer would be nice, because it was nice. And I did use that quite a bit to actually when I had the Mac Mini as my main computer. I used that because I did not have a keyboard with Touch ID. So I used that feature to unlock apps or to, verify Apple Pay transaction or other things like that. But I did not use it to unlock the computer. You know what? I'm kind of, I'm not going to say dense. I'm a little dense, but it didn't occur to me because I downloaded the beta and then I haven't used it because it's not the only app that's in test flight that I have not opened. The app that friend of the show, Doris doesn't listen to my show anymore. Former friend of the show.
Now, if you're listening, Doris, take the moment and send an email so he knows you listen.
Yeah. Or just ping me on,
If he pings you on Mastodon, will you honestly see it?
Yes.
Okay. So you have notifications on for Mona?
Yeah. When people mention me, I see it.
Okay. That's right. You do. Because I've mentioned you a time or two. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I reposted Steven's post about the show. I did it Saturday when it actually came out, but I still reposted it. And then I think I went and followed Chris Cook because I wasn't following her. And since then, I've gotten another follower, or I've gotten 2 followers, and then we have a listener. I know that they're a listener because they also followed the bot account. And I wish I hadn't deleted the notification because now I don't know who it was. But thank you, person that followed the bot and then followed me, right there very close together over this weekend. Over the past weekend as you're hearing this episode. Because, I was like, oh, cool. Somebody followed the bot. All right.
The bot was getting lonely over there.
I was like, oh, they follow me too. Okay, cool. But somebody followed my bot. All right. That's what's happening. But Doris' app, though, you know the app I'm talking about? Yes. So you have used this, I'm assuming.
I used it in very early beta days. I have it on my phone, but I haven't reopened it. And it's not fair to him.
What does it do?
But what?
What does it do?
But it's using the local AI that Apple allows developers to tap into.
To do
to
what?
ask. It's a chatbot.
Oh, okay.
So instead of you sending your messages out to the cloud, it's using Apple's built-in Apple Intelligence for developers.
Okay, so I'm going to open it and take a look, but I am asking Doris because I think he does still listen, perhaps. I think he just, Hopefully still listens. If not, I'll reach out to him. But I'm
Does
curious if developers, and I think, oh, well, yep, because here's a developer page on the Vision API, I think. Okay, no, it's recognizing text.
And he just added the ability in, I think, one of his betas. It might be public. He posted about it on Mastodon, so I can talk about it. But for it to interact with your contacts and calendars locally. So I think that means you can ask it questions about upcoming appointments. And then here's the funny part. Well, I laughed about it when I heard it. And, do with it what you want. But when I found out that you have to pay for memories, I said, yep, that's 2025 for you now. So his subscription is the memories feature. I think there's some other things, but I got to pay for my memories now. So
okay.
I've not.
So he may be using the Vision API already, which means there is an app that does the thing that I kind of want to do. So I'm going to have to go play with it because I downloaded it because it was Michael's app. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go and check that out at some point. And as happens, I kind of use the apps that are on my home screen and that's it. And I don't even use all of those. I spend the most time not in any particular order, in Mail. I don't even know why 1Password is on my home screen because I don't never open it. I just use it to log into stuff. I don't open it. The phone app. What else is on my home screen? My credit union app. Aira gets a decent amount of usage there. The App Store about every 2.5 months, and I remember like, oh crap, I should go check for app updates. Settings. And drafts, messages, Safari. That's it. Oh, and Overcast.
So for me, it would be Overcast, Todoist, Mail, Phone, Messages, Safari, ChatGPT, and Gemini. Because I'm not counting 1Password because you don't use the app that much. So it's more the extension.
No, I rarely open that app unless I'm in some goofy app that won't that for some whatever reason the freaking thing doesn't show up right, and then I have to go into 1Password to copy the information and go over there and paste it like some kind of savage or something.
Oh, and Be My Eyes. I use that one quite regularly for the Be My AI feature in there.
Yeah, I'm going to slide that back onto my home screen so I remember it and try to start using it a bit more because I have not, and it could be useful.
Only a couple of these apps are on my home screen, like my Mail, Todoist, Phone, and Drafts. No, is it? Yeah, it's Drafts. I shouldn't even have to ask. So like I only have 3 apps on my dock. And what I actually did is I went in and I never use 3-finger tap to do whatever it's supposed to do, which is, I believe with VoiceOver, it reads where your cursor is.
Yeah.
So I never use that gesture. So I actually changed that to open Spotlight because I wanted to make it so it could open an app, but that's not in the VoiceOver action available gesture actions. So I opened Spotlight, and then Damashe told me because I used to type ME and then reach up towards the top of the screen and double tap on messages. And Damashe made the comment, he's like, you can just hit the go button, and if it's the first app, it'll open that. So I 3-finger tap anywhere on my phone. I could be in Messages, I could be in Mail, I could be in Safari, and then type in the name of the app that I want. And so that's how I get to apps, or I 4-finger flick left and right if I need to switch between them.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of tips in there right there that you just got. So set up a custom. First, if you didn't know, you can actually customize what some of the gestures do, even the built-in ones with a VoiceOver. So there's that tip. Typing in your query and hitting the go button when the app you want is the first result. And I am so resistant to it at this point that I would just keep typing letters until it actually gets to the app that I want it to be instead of reaching up there. I did hit go. And then the 4-finger swipe left and right on your screen to switch between apps. Right will go to the previous app. Left will, yeah, like that.
Yes.
4-finger swipe right will take you to the previous app. Weirdly enough, if you're in that app long enough, you can no longer 4-finger flick left to go back to the app that you originally left, because that app that you're in now has taken the first slot in your app switcher. But yeah, 4-finger flick right will basically take you backwards through the app switcher. It's like flicking left in the app switcher, essentially. So there's a tip there too. All kinds of tips.
Yeah, all kinds of tips.
And check out Michael's app.
Perspective AI, I think. If it's
So
not,
it's called.
follow the bot.
Yeah, and it'll tweet the link to it in a second here. Well, it will have posted the link, not tweeted them. So I keep saying tweeted today.
I think
Today
people
ain't
know
no
what
day
you
for
mean,
me.
though. Like, I know it's not,
Yeah.
quote, grammatically correct, but the concept is the same. It's like Google and ducking.
Well, no, man. Ducking is a entirely different thing where I'm from. Get the hell out. Man, I've still been liking Kagi. I think is how you're supposed to say it. Yeah, I've still been liking that. I'm not going back. They are getting money. Yeah, but I'm going to definitely check out Perspective AI, because it may actually do a thing that I wanted to do, and it will be local. Now, unfortunately, at this point, at least, hey, Doys, what kind of subscription? I need to go subscribe to help you out, so you can put the effort in to join up for the Meta SDK program.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because that'll be interesting next year. You know, we've had a lot of growth over the last couple of years. Since COVID, there's been a lot of advancement in general tech life. I'm sort of scared to see what happens in the next 5 years. I was doing a survey the other day. You'll get a kick out of this. I was doing a survey the other day, and I got kind of annoyed, and Mallory could tell. And she's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "They made me pick between 36 and 45. That's the way that things work.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Anyways. I don't
I think
remember
I
what
was
else
on
ranted
double tap.
about now, but that popped in my head. I'm like,
I think I was on double tap, and we were talking, and I don't know if it made it into the show or not. It was like, yeah, Michael's always doing all this stuff, but he's a young guy. He's like, how old is he? I was like, he's 27. Oh man. But
nope,
yeah, we have
that
seen
did not make it in there.
we have seen a lot of growth. I would say definitely in this particular space. I still feel like, and there seems to be more of a movement towards the smaller, more focused language models. We seem to at least be getting more, not a lot, and definitely not as many people as getting behind or involved with LLMs, but getting other approaches to AI happening. I heard something very funny a couple of days ago, and I can't remember what I was reading or listening to, but somebody made the comment that, we really should have just stuck to this, calling the large language models machine learning instead of AI, because I think they kind of backed themselves into a corner with the AI thing. And I was like, yeah, I stuck to that for like 4 years, and I finally gave up when Apple came out on stage and was like, AI, I was like, all right, I give up. But yeah, we've seen a lot of growth. I am interested in what's going to happen over the next few years. Unfortunately, in some ways, unfortunately, we, especially here in the U.S., are kind of in a weird state of flux where things could really go horribly wrong. And they could, there's several dark pathways we could end up down, but like one of them involves the AI running the country. Like, I'm not sure. I probably will move if that happens. If the AI will let me move. Because it may not.
That's where it becomes, problematic.
But yeah, we have some interesting stuff going on for sure. I think there's a lot of movement in good directions and some of it not so good directions, just because people always want to take any new technology and try to figure out how to weaponize it. So that's always going to be a thing that we have to, as people, kind of manage that and push back against that when and where we can, because not everything should be turned into a way to kill people. And I don't want any AIs that exist today, or even as I see the LLMs progressing over the next few years, controlling any life or death situations. Because, I mean, listen, Google's AI just told me I could do something with Google Workspace that I know as a workspace super admin is not possible to do.
Right.
Now, if GPT made this mistake, it's like, okay, you could have just assumed that because these two plans exist that you could do this thing. I know you can't do this thing because, number one, I have researched it well enough. And two, I talked to somebody at Google to make sure that what I was finding out was not true. And there was no way to make an exception. And they were like, nope, you can't do it. So anyhow.
So why is Google's LLM not getting that data, and where's the disconnect?
Correct.
And that's scary. Yeah.
Yeah, because it should be. I mean, if it should know anything about anything, it should really know about Google's products, in my opinion. Now, I could be wrong, and that's not even how they aim to train it, because they didn't want to be too biased towards their own stuff. There could be reasons for it, but in my opinion, as a
if you ask about a direct, specific query about something, it's not being biased; it's providing the information.
That's my feeling too.
Maybe others don't feel that way.
Yeah, or it could just be, hallucinating. Because, going back to the deep research I haven't looked at this myself either. I do get what you mean about it being too wordy, because like it all of mine start off with like this executive summary, and I'm like, man, what are you doing? Like, this wasn't called for. Like,
just tell me which one's better.
I mean, I literally just asked you to go tell me, like, break down the differences in these products over here. Like that, I didn't need the executive summary and the high level overview. It's like, stop it. But I wonder if there is a way, either in the prompt or in the settings, to customize that kind of behavior and what you get out of it.
Probably.
But I have not looked, because I don't do that much. I do find that it's very detailed. And at least on mobile, which is weird because in the web it doesn't do it this way, but on mobile, you get a open document to view it, and then you can share that out anywhere. So like I've been throwing it in, I actually threw it in Google, what is it? The Notebook app. The
Notebook LM?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I haven't downloaded that app. I should play with that.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I don't really know what if you wanted to discuss a paper, or discuss some source material, it's interesting, because it's going to do a discussion. It's not going to do what I initially thought it was going to do. And I don't know why I thought it was going to do this, but this is what I thought it would do. It would just read the document to me. So I was like, I'm putting this in a voice stream, because I don't want you to keep discussing my pending migration to an email solution. And I really hate the way you keep calling my current email solution a legacy, technically deaded, burdensome. It's like, geez, man, it's just you're like, I'm running a mail server in my house or something. Is MX route, like it's solid email.
It's not legacy. Don't be so rude to MX route.
Like, good grief. It's awful.
So you're still using VoiceStream for those needs?
Yeah.
You should check out 11 Reader.
Because I haven't come across anything that was better, and I can still pull Bookshare books in there as well. I do have 11 Labs on my phone. I saw it because they had an update today.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I have that app. I want to discuss very briefly this app that you sent me a link to. I don't remember the name of it because it's kind of a weird name. But it's the bill snapping app where you're supposed to take a picture of a bill or whatever.
Okay. I remember sending you. I remember sending this to you. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you grabbed it off of Apple Viz.
Yeah.
Because you sent me a link actually to the Apple Viz post about it.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't remember the name of this app. I will instruct the bot to do so and go post that link to the Apple Viz article or post about the app. Here's my finding. So what it's supposed to do, and it's entirely possible that my use case isn't exactly what it was intended for, because it talks a lot about taking a picture of a bill Like, you're at a restaurant, you take a picture, you want to split up the cost of the bill or whatever. Okay, cool. Like, I get that. Like, me, Mike, and several other people go out, and I'm like, well, Mike, I'm not buying your drinks because I just bought those 4 people a bunch of freaking drinks so they can put me in stuff when they have, opportunities. I can be considered in these opportunities, but I ain't buying your drinks, man. We already do this for each other. So I want to split the bill up. So I take a picture with this app, and it's supposed to tell me what the breakdown is of each person's cost, etc. Help out with tips. Makes sense, right? I think the reason Mike sent this to me is because, like, okay, here's an app that has been written specifically for blind people that's going to take pictures of, in your mind, you're thinking receipt, right? Because this is what I'm thinking. Like, so it doesn't matter if it's and like, I just won't pay attention or disabled split feature, right? Just give me the information off of the receipt, which is,
I just saw
I'm pretty
accessible
sure what you were
receipt
thinking.
Pictures or something like that. Like, that's
see
what
that,
I seen, and I'm like,
Yep. And so even though I read the whole post, I was like, yep, so I can still probably use this, just not, all the way down to the level of I need to split a bill up with somebody. One, you have to pay for credits, which is fine because it's using, some cloud service to do the analysis. So that's okay. Mm-hmm. I attempted to scan 2 different things. I paid for a starter monthly plan, which gave me 5 credits. So let's see how it works. I've used 4 credits. I have no receipts saved.
Oh.
Because the first paper, which was a invoice from one of my suppliers, it's like, oh, this is not a receipt. So we can't do anything with this. I'm like, actually, it is a receipt, but okay. So then I actually grab an actual receipt that I had just been handed from putting gas in the van. We can't find any text here. Flip it over. We can't find any text. Now, each time it goes and takes the picture and analyzes it and comes back, it proceeds to use credits. So that's how I have used 4 credits and don't have anything saved. I will give them this, and it also tells me that I am pretty much right that everybody else could do this. I think they're using Apple's tech that's in the wallet app, like when you're trying to add a card or something to wallet and you just hold your phone over and it grabs the information and you don't have to hit like go or anything. It just scans it until it sees it. Tells you how to move your phone a little bit. So that part of it is fairly decent. It's a little aggressive and it doesn't necessarily tell you when it's captured a picture. So you could end up taking or capturing multiple pictures of the same side of a piece of paper, because it'll take it. And if you're not actively swiping on your screen to check stuff, it's not reporting like, oh, that one has been captured. Would you like to continue? Nope. It's just going to keep going. So one of those, I think I got 3 pictures of that one invoice that I tried to take, because it took it like multiple times because it just kept going. And it wasn't telling me like, I'm done with this one, carry on if you want to finish. It's like, nope. So a couple of bugs there, but my main issue is it didn't do what it was supposed to do, because like you're burning through my freaking credits and I'm not getting any solid information back. Now, I don't know how the app is built, but I can make a couple of suggestions based off my very limited knowledge of what's available on Apple's platform. This is a situation where I would use the local vision model to determine whether or not there was even text visible on the picture I took before sending it to the cloud and using a credit to analyze it. Don't use the cloud and therefore credits to analyze what ultimately could be a blank side of the piece of paper. Like, I feel there's a better way to do that and use local tech on the phone to do that. Now, I'm not beating up on this particular developer, so when I link to it, I don't want people to just, jump out. I don't think I have that type of influence anyway. But I'm not beating up on this developer specifically because, as far as I can tell, this may be their first app. I could be wrong about that, but I think this is their first app. But it could also definitely be their first time, trying to create something of this nature. So it can definitely improve. Mm-hmm. But what I have found at the moment is like I have canceled my subscription, so it does not renew on January 3rd or whatever it is.
Right. But you tried it, and now you have feedback. And maybe we should send this podcast episode to them, because it would be helpful if we can give feedback, for sure.
Yeah. Or I'll go copy it out of the transcript and send it in an email.
There you go.
I would ask the LLM to once Mike posts the episode, give me the latest transcript and then copy and present me with the part where I was talking about this, except it'll tell me it can't do that because it's copyrighted material, even though it's my own crap.
So what you need to do is build a shortcut, and this will give you shortcut experience that lets you ask a query, and then it will go grab the latest episode off the RSS feed and generate the transcript with ChatGPT API. And then your question hopefully would be pulled out of the text transcript.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Oh, I think I need to get that too. Well, all right, man. Let's see what else. I don't have anything else.
I was going to say, I think we can wrap it up for today. It's definitely appreciate running into listeners in the wild. I think next year there's going to be a bit more promotional targeting and figuring stuff out. I need to go back and look at annual theme because I haven't thought about mine this year, and I don't remember what I picked for around this time, but I'd like to see how both of us have kind of done on that. So we'll have to go look at December last year.
Yeah, I haven't thought about a theme. I actually got to find, I know where it is. I wrote it down, and it's in that Google Doc. It's at the very bottom of the Google Doc, whatever our themes are supposed to be for this year.
You're right. Because, so tune in next week, and we'll follow up on that maybe.
Yeah, because we'll put it in the Google Doc. Hold on, I'm trying to... okay. I had to see which episode number we were at.
140, I think.
Man, we're getting up there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we want to thank everybody for listening. Keep the feedback coming in. I do have a few pieces of feedback. Callum, wait, hold on. I might be calling the wrong person's name.
I forgot we had feedback.
Oh, it is Callum. All right. So, Callum, I did see your feedback. I'm going to send it to Mike. I don't know if you wanted us to discuss this on the show. We can discuss it on the show for sure. And I did not break the email again. So,
that's good.
We will get to that email next week because I read it, but then I forgot about it and didn't prep it so it could make sense to go on the show. And then we also have some feedback from a listener that I also need to share with Mike because Mike's not signed into the email.
All I have to do is sign into my account on that server, right? And then the email comes through.
Yep.
One of these days.
But everybody keep the feedback coming. Feedback at technicallyworking.show is how you get this in. And I have not broken email. So everything is working as expected. As far as I know. Hold on. Let me forward the email to Mike. And then we'll see. Right now, live on the show, I will tell you if I broke it. All right, if it bounces, well, it won't bounce, but if it comes back, then I know I broke it. You can follow us on social media. I feel like I'm forgetting to say a thing that I always say. Oh, thanks to everybody who listens. I think I said that part. Thanks to our tip jar subscribers. We truly appreciate you. You can follow us on Mastodon. He is Payon, Payown, at dragonscave.space. I am Damashe, Damashe, at technically.social. And you can follow our bot. You should follow the bot. It's TW at technically.social. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, use the hashtag technically working. Man, I'm really disconnected today. Use the hashtag technically working. We'll appreciate if you capitalize the T and the W to just interact with us or bring us into conversations where, it may not make sense to add a whole bunch of usernames, but we will see that information because we both have that saved as a search in Mona, which is the absolute best and only existing Mastodon client out there. All the rest of them are not worth mentioning if you're on iOS or macOS. Oh, and Mona 7 is coming soon, apparently.
Yep.
Whole new app.
Next couple weeks. Lastly,
Apparently,
before we
yep.
close it up, blog.google, go check it out. 2-finger double tap to enable dictation with TalkBack. Finally. It only took them 1 million years.
Wait, what now?
If you go to blog.google and you go to Android, there's a 7 accessibility improvements article. And if you click on that article, they say that they're bringing 2-finger double tap to Gboard so you can enable dictation.
Ah, okay. Yeah, well, it took them that long to get that feature, but,
Hopefully it'll help people who need it. So.
All right. We appreciate everybody listening. This has been episode 140 of Technically Working.